Bringing you a game from the CasterMuse Narak Star League Season 4. This one is between ZeLoT and Ample. Ample, definitely one of my favorite Terrans, a very aggressive Terran overall. Someone who's been in ASL and KSL and all that. A very strong player, but, you know, not considered like one of the top 5 or 6 Terran players, so maybe doesn't get the recognition he deserves. And then ZeLoT, a highly aggressive Zerg player. ZeLoT is almost like half of a meme for how ridiculously aggressive and how much he likes to attack. So should actually be an interesting game because of that. Obviously, they both know about each other. They know each other's styles. ZeLoT's definitely going to be like lighter on drones and try to finish you off quickly, whereas Ample likes to do things such as stim rushes, and literally stim across the map to try to pick you off. So the map is Ascension, and definitely a map that I'm growing pretty fond of. Ascension is basically Blue Storm, an old map, which was a 2-player map, pulled apart into a 3-player map, and it actually seems like it's more interesting in a lot of ways than Blue Storm, and I think a lot of that is just the fact that it's now a 3-player map. 3-player maps generally give you a lot of interesting... Is this Overpool? What are we looking at here? Anyways, a pretty quick pool from ZeLoT. But yeah, 3-player maps generally give you some really interesting things going on. The map can't really be split, and there's like a lot more scuffling over the other third natural main type of area. So I personally really like maps like this. Now, this is a quick pool, and this is a pretty darn quick gas, both before expansion. So you already see those aggressive tendencies coming out of ZeLoT. He'll probably just come down here and expand now. And like my guess here is he will be going for very quick layer and very quick speed. And, you know, if you can even adjust forward things like your layer by, you know, 20 seconds, that's 20 seconds quicker your opponent has to get turrets, and they can make mistakes with that. All right, so 4 lings being made right now, and we'll see where that initial 100 gas goes. We're almost there right now, and that's going to tell us a lot. It looks like it's going to be a layer. Yeah, look at that, 236 layer. That is insanely fast. So he's going to be very low on drones. His hatchery is quite late, but you have to be very careful playing against this. Now, taking a look at Ample's build, he's gone up to factory very quickly. Now, we don't know where he wants to go from that, but I could see this being a little bit scary. If he wants to get a command center down, he's going to have to really skimp on everything to be able to have his turrets up in time. You know, you're going to have to start your turrets close to 5 minutes, just after 5 minutes to stop any incoming mutalisks. So that is going to be hard. Like, how many Goliaths can you get? Are you going to actually have anti-air if you go for a 1-1-1 build? We're going to see. Now, just a very standard command center after factory, a vulture being made, and let's see where he wants to go from this. Are we going to see an armory, or are we going to see a starport? That is what we're looking for. There's the armory. So this is going to be a Goliath build out of Ample, and I think that this is his best choice based on how quick this layer was. Now, I don't believe his SCV actually got in, right? Like, the lings are doing their best to keep him out, but you can kind of take a guess based upon the speed of the layer. Like, he would, worst case scenario, he thinks it's like a 12 pool, in which case that is a quicker layer anyway, so you have to be ready for that. Now, it's a single vulture coming out, and his SCV stayed alive long enough. He didn't see extra lings go out onto the map. The only thing out here is actually 2 overlords for ZeLoT. So this vulture will actually do all the containment for him, so he doesn't have to worry about Zergling defense right now. Second factory coming up, and he's going to go ahead and probably throw up an eBay pretty quickly. Yeah, there it is. Wow, Ample really on top of things. Normally the eBay could come up like 30 seconds later against regular 2-hatch play, but he goes ahead, throws it down in time. Spire coming up right now for ZeLoT, and as long as Ample is solid against the first pass of mutas, I think he's going to be feeling very good about this game. Now, we do have Charon boosters on the way, +1 attack as well. Making a couple Marines. He might go for a bunker here. That's a real possibility. Let's see what he makes. Okay, he's actually making a depot there. That's kind of an interesting depot location. But yeah, that could be like an anti-ling flood depot right there, right? Like if you build a depot there and a depot there, it'll stop any lings from getting in. Because, you know, you don't actually know what's going on. You know that he has a sunken, you know that he has 4 lings. That's all the intel that he has. All right, turrets starting to go up. Beautifully placed, beautifully timed as well. The mutas are going to be hatching here just momentarily. 2 Goliaths already out, 2 more on the way. Going to start removing some of these eggs, but the defense looks solid. He's going to need another depot. Yeah, he is making the completely anti-Zergling rush defense here. Maybe he'd be in a little bit of trouble if it was Hydras, but it is not this time. And you can see the mutas just kind of fanning out on the map here for ZeLoT. He's going to have those all meet up, though, as they scout out the area. And, of course, it doesn't look like he's going to be able to really get any damage done. Look at this. 5 ranged Goliaths already against just 5 mutas? That's rough. And he already picks off that Overlord. The economy of ZeLoT is not very good. Just 19 drones at the moment, continuing to make those mutas. And that might be the only thing he can make this game, is just pure muta to try to stay alive. Now, the muta's coming into the main base. No Goliaths actually ready here. They were busy trying to kill the egg. They do get back in time. Only a few SCVs ending up falling there. Another turret on the way. Very nice defense thus far. All right, a few lings coming out to harass that depot. This is the one area where we don't have any missile turrets, so not a bad choice. All right, opens that up, but the lings coming in won't do anything. Yeah, look at that. Tries to get in and do something here, but backing up into double turret range, it doesn't seem like ZeLoT's quite able to do it. But look at that. He actually reduces the count reasonably well. Keeps that wall open, picking off all the Marines. And just constant production here on the Goliath for Ample. He just has to stay in that defensive posture. He doesn't actually have much intel on the map other than this one Vulture still running around. The mutas swapping out some of the more hurt ones to get that full group to come back in with. Looking to catch Ample a little bit out of position here, where it looks like he might be able to. There are 2 turrets, though, to slow him down. Comes in, immediately going after the turrets. Going to get one. Second one being repaired quite a bit here. Picks that one off as well. But with all these Goliaths coming back, he has to be careful. He has to run. No, he's turning around to fight right now. Look at this. ZeLoT trying to reduce this Goliath count as heavily as he possibly can. Yeah, picking off quite a few. But he is losing mutalisks during this time. The Goliath's just cheaper on that gas by quite a bit. Taking a look back at ZeLoT's base, he doesn't really have anything going on, just producing mutalisks at the moment. And with Ample continually producing these Goliaths, continually rebuilding the turrets and repairing Goliaths that have been hurt, he's getting +1 armor as well. Already has that +1 attack. Another attack here at the front. Less units this time, so maybe he can get a bit more done. Picking off some of these Marines as well. Bunker being made, showing that Ample is just doubling down on all of his defense. Forcing everything back for now. And once that bunker gets up, this becomes even harder for ZeLoT. All right, coming in once again, going after this mid turret, one of the weaker locations as far as defense. Picks off a Goliath as well. Still diving on top of these Goliaths. Is it going to be enough to actually break through the mech army here of Ample? Just the constant attacks coming out, but he gets reduced down to 5 mutas in this group. That's okay. Some more join in. Another 5, another 6 coming up. So back up to that magic number 11. Going after these Goliaths once again, picking off as many as he can. Turrets being frantically rebuilt here. Can ZeLoT actually break through this turret defense? Very few turrets left. The Goliaths being picked off as well. He does have a bunker up at the front, which will help quite a bit. Going after these still. Stopping some of the turrets from being made, but the Goliaths are dealing a lot of damage to these mutas overall. Only 6 left over. Very heavily bruised. Look at this. Some of these only 1 Goliath hit from death right now. 3 more joining the fray coming up. Going after these turrets once again. More turrets being made. 3 on the bottom right now. Adding a 3rd factory now. Feeling his economy is big enough to actually support that. While continually adding these turrets. ZeLoT has to know that his time is limited. He has to continue to keep on this aggression. Is there any way for him to expand his way out of this? It doesn't feel that way right now. Going to continue this harassment, flying around, looking for damage where he can. Some lings coming up. The lings aren't really going to do anything because of the bunker. That's Yeah, there's just nothing that they can really do. They're going to tank a little bit of damage here so he can try to hit the bunker. But that feels to me to be a little bit of a waste, right? Like, those could have been a couple more drones here. Instead, he is very slowly adding a drone here and there, getting some more hatcheries, going up to 3 to try to keep that production as high as possible. Coming back in now. Gonna back out. Just too many turrets, it seems. The Goliaths rotating down to help with this defense. The Mutas biding their time and flying back in. The Goliaths not really in the best position, so they're going to get some of these SCVs right now. Going after that starport as well. Still putting out tons of damage on the economy here. But get forced back. So many pot shots taken at these Mutas non-stop. And look at this. We finally have ZeLoT trying something else. He's going to throw down a Hydralisk Den. Now, that's a little bit sneaky, right? Like, he doesn't really have the economy to go Hydras, but maybe there's some way he can utilize the Hydras to fight alongside the Mutas against a pure Goliath composition. And you know what? With the starport coming up, there's the possibility that Ample does something crazy, like makes a Valkyrie, right? If you think your opponent is actually only going Mutas forever, then you can do something like that. But you know, obviously, if you're spending money on something like, it's actually, it doesn't look like it's going to be Valkyries. It looks like it's going to be actually a science vessel. We see the science facility coming up. But I was going to say, with the Valkyrie added in, that does nothing against the Hydra switch. So maybe that's somewhere he could find some damage. ZeLoT coming out, trying to pick off Goliaths as they walk through single file. Now, ZeLoT might do something like try counterattacking as the Goliaths walk out. Moves like that are very popular. Science vessel on the way, +2 attack on the way. We're up to 4 factories now. Getting that academy as well to help give him some scans, some scouting of what's actually going on the map. 1-1 for Hydras being researched. Already have Hydra speed as well. But this army of Ample is so powerful right now. He's sitting here on 50 SCVs, such a big economy for 2 bases. There is a 3rd hatch going down, and ZeLoT's going to get that up. But is he going to have enough to actually just fight off the army that already exists? Muta's coming up and actually going to pick off one of these Goliaths immediately. Gets a couple. The rest of the Goliaths, though, walking across the map. What units do we actually have here for ZeLoT? It's not that many. Going after this 3rd base. The Muta's coming in. Goliaths, though, being microed back towards the main pack here as he puts the damage onto the hatchery. If he gets the kill here on the hatch, that ends any economic dreams of ZeLoT. He kills it off. ZeLoT's Mutas flying around, maybe looking for reinforcements to pick off. But the Goliath army just turns around. What great decision-making here out of Ample. He does not need to kill him. He just needs to keep him small. That's going to be a way where Ample just gets further and further ahead. You know, he has that +2 attack coming. He's going to be way ahead as far as upgrades. With a science vessel out now, he's got to be feeling very, very strong. Actually, didn't check if he got Irradiate. I'd be surprised if he was able to really afford that right now. Defense Matrix can be fantastic here as well. No Irradiate. He definitely would have used it right there. But still a very useful unit, the Science Vessel. Putting a lot of damage onto these Mutas. They do force a cancel. But Ample, I don't think, is too worried about that cancel. He can simply go up, remake it. And his economy is a lot more sturdy than ZeLoT's is right now. All right, that +2 attack over halfway done. Another factory on the way, so we're getting up to that 5 factory production. Speed and mines coming up. A lot of times when you see speed and mines, you will see Irradiate get researched because you're going to be able to make a lot of gas savings, basically, going for Vultures as opposed to Goliaths. We'll see if that's going to be the case. But Ample just transitioned this into a beautiful macro game right now after defending all game long. The Hydra's coming out looking for an engagement, but we have 3 siege tanks now. Siege mode is already done. These siege tanks that are about to have +2 are going to be able to splatter everything. Let's take a look. The Hydra's trying to walk in. Can't find any damage there. They do have to back up. More Hydras coming from the other side. 1 defense matrix ready. Another one almost ready. We do have a Radiate starting just about now as he starts to save that gas. The Muta's diving in, though, for a main attack. Going after that 1 siege tank. Another one does get sieged, and the Hydra's going through such a tight hole here. Have to back up. It looks like Ample's defense is just invincible. How do you hurt him anywhere? Well, that's the question that ZeLoT has been trying to answer all game long. He's gotten so little damage done. He does have 1/1 upgrades right now on his Hydras, but look at this. More of his economy being hurt here. One Vulture coming out and dealing some massive damage here with that +2 attack. Two-shotting these drones. Hydras taking up formation in the center. I mean, it's a good place to stand them, but it's not like he can attack anytime soon. Ample in complete control right now. And as he gets into Irradiate, like, Irradiate's done. 2/1 is done. This army right now for Ample is incredibly strong. He's laying some mines all over the place, doing some harassment with his Vultures still. The Vulture's completely expendable. He can lose Vultures all game and he'll be fine. Laying these mines out on the flanks so that nothing can get him from an angle he doesn't expect. And if nothing can get you from an angle you don't expect, Mech will crush this type of army that we see, you know, from ZeLoT. ZeLoT looks like he wants to attack now, maybe feeling this is turning hopeless. And here we go, the full frontal assault, but down goes the defense matrix, down goes another one onto the siege tanks, and everything's starting to get plastered, pushing forward right now with that Hydra army, but that's it, GG. Ample takes down ZeLoT.